So, I mean, any ICU nurse has dealt with death and sickness and testing your morals and your ethics. And unfortunately, it's like that, but I'm going to say about 100 times more.
There's no visitors allowed to the bedside. So you're speaking with them on the phone. When they're saying their heartfelt messages, because they don't know if they'll ever see him again, by the end of it, you're trying your best to keep a brave face, but you end up crying with the patients and with the caregivers.
Making parents leave their children's bedside, it's something that you'll never get used to. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in right now.
We are gearing up for the expected surge, which is starting to trickle in currently. And I feel for all the workers on New York right now. I hope it doesn't come to the West Coast like it is over there, because they are going through it right now.
So right now we are getting hit with that influx that everybody keeps talking about, the surge that New York City is dealing with as of now. As a ICU nurse, we're trained to deal with obviously the most critical patients, the sickest patients. But when you have an influx of them without being able to even catch up, that's the hard part. It's hard to catch our breaths. We don't get to think about it when this is all happening. There's just no time to. You don't sit, you don't eat, you don't drink. Most of the people that we have that are very sick are under 55. It isn't just an old person's virus. It's not.
Tensions are high, and we are already running short on PPE supplies. If there's any aerosolized procedure, like say a breathing treatment or something where it goes in the room, now it's airborne for 3 hours. Do I have a fear when I go in there? Yes, I do.
The hospital that I work at, they've come up with a lot of great ways to limit exposure to staff, creating like an intubation team, taking IV poles and taking them out of the rooms, extension tubing. We got like strips of extension cord. So we're actually never going into these rooms while we're, hanging an antibiotic that takes, all of 10 seconds. There's always a nurse on the outside of these COVID positive rooms. I usually wear a headset. We have a nurse right outside that door, and I could just say, hey, I need whatever, and she can go get it. That would be our runner. Little things like that to limit the exposure of us continuously going in and out, and also saving the PPE stuff that we have.
It's apparent right now that nowhere in the country is anyone prepared for this. This is a war. We don't need bullets, planes, or military stuff in this war. In this war, we need emergency medicines, we need the personal protective equipment, and we need our sanitizing stuff.
If anything, more hospitals need to share with each other, not within just the state, but within the country, on, hey, we've dealt with the first surge of it, and this is kind of what helped us now. So I think the communication is very important as well.
I've seen my parents, but only from like the street after I drop off some stuff to their house. I haven't hugged my kids. I could if I want to, but I don't want to because I'm scared that I could potentially actually be positive right now and I could infect them not knowing.
It can be in our hair, it can be on our skin, we could be contagious and we may not know it. So having a baby and a toddler, and if you have kids, like the moment they see you, they all just want to come and run and hug you, and it's very hard not to do the same. So I tell them, and he hides them actually in their bedroom. So I quickly run upstairs and I take a shower. People don't understand that holding a door for someone is too close. That's how quickly these things are transmitted.
We're like sisters and brothers in arms, because if you look at it as an emergency room or an ICU as a battlefield, you develop this really close bond. And then when you see one of your fellow battlefield workers struggling to breathe and they're positive for the COVID-19, it really brings it home like, wow, I could be next.
Yeah, we're doing it together. We have to. Like I said, it's about community inside and outside the hospitals.
Thank you also to the community for our support. We've been feeling the love from our local communities. It's a good feeling that we are appreciated.